Right, hello, gorgeous, and let's tune in for the message for the collective spirit, the one of highest good as always, and for those who need it the most. I'm picking up on a mixture of different energies. Like I've been receiving so many strange downloads and messages. So let's get some tarot and confirm what is actually going on within my circle. Right. Okay. Moon and the sun straight away with the Six of Wands. Four of Swords is here as well. So it feels like something that has been keeping you like back, keeping you stuck in the past as well in here with this moon, or maybe something that hasn't entirely allowed you to step forward toward the light and step forward towards your like your clarity, your happiness, like a place where you don't, yeah, you're no longer in this kind of energies where you feel unmovable, where you feel like, you know, you've lost out on something or you've missed out on something, you know, because you haven't, like, you know, with the sun and the Six of Wands in here. So something that you might be feeling yourself, you might be even punishing yourself in some ways for something you've done or said in the past, or you lost in the past. But there is an energy as well in here, like, you know, with the sun and the Six of Wands being in the middle in between these two cards. It feels like something that you kind of created around yourself in a sense of like, I can't move forward, or, you know, something is stopping you from moving forward. But all of that is nothing but illusion. Like, you know, with this moon is a big illusion card. So it feels like, you know, you've created slight illusion around yourself, that, you know, that you've started to even in some parts adapt or believe that, you know, that your life is what it is and there is no way forward. But, you know, with the sun here and the Six of Wands, that's definitely not true. You know, you've got some certain amount of like childlike passion within yourself as well in here, something like innocent passion as well, in a sense of you know, deep inside of yourself, like you are really light-hearted, like, you know, you want joy and happiness in your life. When it comes to that success of yours, I feel like, you know, you don't necessarily desire so much from life. You would the only thing that you feel would make you the most successful person in this world is just to be happy, simply happy. And I feel like, you know, you are the type of person that is, you know, finding joy in the littles of things, you know, and in parts, like, you know, this little illusion that you created around yourself that is keeping you behind or is keeping you maybe in that little lower vibration, is like, you know, something that you in parts have to admit to yourself. You have to admit to yourself that, you know, you were the person that has been holding yourself back all this time, where in fact, you know, you have all that power and all this strength and ability as well in here to bring about all the happiness that you want and create your reality up to your own success in here. Yeah, oh my god, as we say in this, let's just check what's on the bottom quickly. So with that Magician, the Emperor, Nine of Pentacles, this heavily screams about your power, you stepping into that power, you stepping into that ownership as well. With this Temperance and this Knight of Wands, so it heavily speaks about you restoring some kind of balance in your life, like, you know, and especially when it comes to things that make you happy and passionate in this reality as well in here. So maybe you have been putting yourself at the back plan all this time, or maybe you have been even, you know, in parts not believing that, you know, all this happiness, you know, all this sunshine is meant for you. But, you know, this is your confirmation that yes, it is. You know, you are meant to have it all. You are meant to kind of, you know, with this Magician as well in here and this Emperor especially, like, you know, you have, when it comes to manifestation and power of manifestation, so I feel coming back to this moon and this Four of Swords in here. So that's why, like, you know, just because of how powerful you are in a sense of manifestation and bringing things into your reality, like, you know, just because in parts you have been pushing away this power from yourself, this is exactly what's been keeping you stuck. You have to own it up. You have to admit to yourself that yes, you the fucking shit, you know, you've got it all to create everything that you want in this life. And it all comes from that. And it also, like, you know, with this Emperor here, it feels that you know, some parts of you in this collective, like, you know, might be really stubborn in sense of, like, you know, you think you know it best, like, you know, you think that, you know, it is what it is, like, you know, what's coming through as well with this, but that's not true. And with this Magician, like, you know, you always have that power, that strength, that ability to change things in your life. Remember that, you know, you can bring everything that you want into your life. And also, like, you know, there's this big heavy fire and that passion that screams through this card, something that maybe you have been keeping away from even yourself. Like, you know, you might have even, you know, tried to kind of dim that fire a little bit, but it feels like in parts is making you unhappy. So stop doing that to yourself. Stop taming that fire of yours. Like, let it fucking burn. Like, yeah, no, so you can feel that this is the only way in parts that, you know, you're going to feel 100% aligned with your path. It's all about that fire of yours. There's something to do with you taming that fire. What else have we got here on the bottom quickly? Yeah, 8 of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune and this Ace of Cups. So it feels with this one, like, you know, there's time for you to turn your back on this sadness as well. And, like, you know, with this Wheel of Fortune, just allow new things, allow changes. You might be like, you know, yeah, with this Emperor and this coming back to the stubbornness, you might be a person who doesn't move through change very well. You don't really like change in any kind of way, but it feels that this change precisely, and I feel it has to do with you, like, yeah, just stop being fucking sad, like, you know, with this 8 of Cups, like, turn your back on all of this misery that you've created as well, you know, coming back to that power of yours. Like, you know, you keep spending it and giving it away and denying it to yourself, what in parts, like, you know, this is what is leading you, that fire of yours is leading you towards that success and happiness of your life. But first you have to turn your back on the self-pity party that you've been in, possibly for a lot of you in here. Remember, like, you know, you are the one that brings things into your reality, because you're the fucking emperor, you the king, you the owner of your life and everything. That's how powerful you are, coming back to the fact of, like, you know, whatever you think about, whatever you believe yourself to be true is true, you know, because you have this, like, amazing power of creating things as you want, and that includes misery, you know. Also on the bottom here we had the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands in here. So I feel with this one, a lot of you in my collective, what that screams as well, yeah, there was Knight of Pentacles here, the Lovers, there's some kind of choice, oh my god, and the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. There's something about you, yeah, Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and the Lovers as well. So it feels as, yeah, coming back to this thing of you feeling like you've missed out on something, that you've messed something up in the past as well. Like, you know, that's why there's 5 of Cups in here. Maybe with this 3 of Cups, it has something to do with maybe you precisely listening to opinion of other people instead of, you know, listening to yourself, because you are this motherfucking emperor. Let's not forget, you are the one that, you know, calls the shots in here. So maybe you've allowed yourself to, just because you kind of pushed away this big power of yours and this responsibility of yours to, you know, bring things into your life as you wish them to be. So maybe with this, like, you know, I feel that, you know, in part, some of you in here might have listened too much to whatever's been going, you know, all the people that have been around you in some kind of a way, which in fact, like, you know, with this Knight of Pentacles, have stalled your progress in some kind of a way. Because, you know, let's not forget, coming back to you needing to be the one that takes charge and, you know, makes the call in here. So you are the one that, yeah, makes that choices here with this 3 of Wands as well. So choice to kind of step into the path that you deep inside of yourself know is meant for you. And for a lot of you in here, just because we have this King of Wands, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and this Lovers as well. So for a lot of you in here, this choice as well that you're kind of battling yourself with, or, you know, that's one of the things that you might be kind of keeping yourself away from. It's potential kind of love partner in here. It's something that, somebody that, you know deep inside of yourself is a reflection of you. You know deep inside of yourself that this person is as powerful as you are. And you two together, by coming together, by making that choice to come together, you know deep inside of yourself that you have, both of you, like, you know, are powerful in yourselves, but by bringing yourself together as well, yeah, with the sun, with this wheel of fortune in here, you both inside kind of feel that maybe even because of the power and intensity of it, maybe in parts, even it scares the both of you, like, what would happen if, such a two powerhouses would make that decision to come together. So there's a certain amount of, holding back in fear and, like, being in that little freeze state, because I feel like both of you know that, by combining your forces, like, your life is going to change, like, drastically, like, there's going to be big changes. And, looking at this Pentacles energy in here, I feel like both of you are people who, yeah, like, when it comes to moving through change, you don't necessarily enjoy it very well, like, you feel comfortable with as individuals in here. And I feel like maybe in the big parts as well with this lovers in here, there's like this pull that you have towards each other, like, you do recognize this king and queen in each other, but there is a certain amount of fear, I want to say, that is kind of standing in a way in here as well. Or maybe even something like, yeah, this wands as well, this so when it comes to, like, both of you being heavily attracted towards each other, like, and you're both very secure, like, you're both individually very secure people, like, this is not like a relationship or connection of, like, any sort of dependency. And I feel that's why maybe in parts it's taking you longer in here, like, you're looking at this Temperance again, it's taking you longer to kind of come back around to this conclusion in here. But there's a Page of Pentacles, Justice, Hierophant, and Ten of Pentacles. So I feel with this one, like, there's some kind of come back around in truth in here as well. Something that the both of you feel very strongly, is meant for you. It's something that, with this Hierophant and this Ten of Pentacles is meant to bring all of the, like, financial abundance and, like, and, like, the energetical security as well. There's some kind of safety that comes from this connection as well. But it feels like at the moment, yeah, looking at the Hermit again, at the moment there is some kind of element of still going inward in here. Maybe you both still are in a process of, like, 100% figuring yourself out, because both of you don't want to kind of join this union and make this connection, take this connection to a next level, because at the moment you are both still in a way searching for that internal light, like, with this Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Maybe you're still working, on your mindset big time. You may be still trying to kind of work through the feelings of, in some parts, unworthiness, or maybe you're still working on recognizing this big powerhouse that you are, and recognizing, your strengths still. So that's why, at the moment it feels, yeah, like with this Four of Cups, Four of Wands, and this Queen of Swords. So at the moment it feels like, things between the two of you might be a little bit cold, but a lot is happening, like, in a spiritual sense and in a background with you two, like, in solitude, or, like, in this alone time as well, like, you're looking at this Nine of Pentacles as well, like, in this singleness and this freedom as well, in a sense of, like, both of you, I feel like, are in a stage of removing any kind of unnecessary attachments, even to yourselves, in sense, like, because this is the connection where you don't want to be dependent, like, you don't want to join a union just to be with someone. This is like a lot more important than that. Like, this is not a union just out of convenience. This is more of, like, something divine and something very big. So that's why there might be still some kind of obstacles in the way that the both of you have to work through. And I feel it has a lot to do with you two also recognizing this connection for what it is. And there's also, like, working on it, like, working it out. And there's this strength in this Knight of Cups. So I feel it's like, a big amount of needing to work up a courage as well in here to kind of come forward and to sort of I want to say fix it, because, there's some kind of element of like this distance between the two of you at the moment, like, maybe due to lack of communication, or maybe time, like, looking at that Knight of Pentacles and this Wheel of Fortune, maybe some time has passed for some of you, and it's just like, this feeling of, like, how do you even go about it to sort of bring it in, yeah, with this Two of Swords and this Page of Cups. So this feeling of, like, how do I approach this situation, how do I even, like, let the other person know that, you know, I do feel them to be my, you know, this counterpart, and I feel so strongly about them. Wow, okay. So, but I feel like, you know, for a lot of you, there is, just because of, you know, the intensity and the strength of this connection, for a lot of you in this collective, like, you know, some of you might be having this come back around and, you know, clearing out this confusion in big parts. And for some of you, it might either end up in that reconciliation, or for some of you, it might in parts just kind of awaken you to the fact of that this connection came about into your life to help you recognize yourself, to help you realize that power within yourself, so you can finally step into your highest potential. Right, okay. I'll leave you with this message. Love you, bye.